Hi, Josie again.
Hi.
Thank you for coming back.
Thank you. It's a pleasure as always.
Josie, our resident YouTuber, fragrance connoisseur, and a friend. It's always great having a time and chat with you.
I'm always happy to be on Aroma Talk.
Thank you.
Talking about aromas.
Talking about aromas, yes.
And today we have a follow-up to a video that we did a couple of months ago. So Hamed and I have decided that we're going to every other month or so talk about new launches.
Yes.
And so I think the last one that we did was what, January?
I think so.
Yeah, end of January. And so we're going to talk about a couple of fragrances that launched right before that last video published that we talked about maybe very briefly in that video, and then other fragrances that have launched since then, and also a couple of exciting additions to the MaxAroma portfolio.
Yes, yeah.
I'm super excited about. All right. So where do we start? Well, going back to that last video, I think we ended mentioning the launch of Obvious Oud and Island Lush from Goldfield and Banks. So we're going to revisit Goldfield and Banks Island Lush first, because this launched at the beginning of February. So it was right, like we sneak peeked it in that video in January. Now, I have seen quite a few reviews on this fragrance from people that are kind of confused by the name. Island Lush is referring to the island where the sandalwood that is highlighted in this fragrance comes from, Vanuatu, which is a UNESCO World Protected Site off the South Pacific Ocean.
Yes.
It is an island, and that is where this particular species of sandalwood comes from.
Yes.
And that is where the name of this fragrance is coming from, Island Lush, as in the lushness of Vanuatu.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with island or smelling like island.
Yeah.
And also with Goldfield and Banks, the bottles that are gold,
The botanical series.
the botanical series, they are on a heavier and, side of fragrances. Yeah, they all have darker notes. They all have heavy notes in it and more amber notes and stuff like that. So that's why the bottle is gold. And it smells amazing.
I think this is a good reminder to everyone watching this to not be misled by the name of a fragrance. Try a fragrance because you look at the note lists and you think it sounds like something that you would like. Don't look at the name and say, oh, this sounds like it's going to smell like this. Because it might not. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, with a lot of fragrances, especially with niche fragrances, the story is the most important part of it.
Yeah.
So I would say, yes, it's very good to, when you hear someone talk about it, you hear that, but always please do your own research. Read this story. The story is the most important one.
Exactly.
Like where it comes from. Like this fragrant Island Lush, which I tried it the first time was almost a year ago, wasn't it? September, when Dimitri was in New York.
That was October, I think.
And I fell in love with it. I think it's one of the best sandalwood fragrances out there.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of the best. Yeah.
My bottle before it even launched officially.
Yeah.
I mean, if you saw me at any point between the months of September and February, I smelled like Island Lush. I love it. If you are a sandalwood fanatic, you must buy this fragrance. 100%. I don't say that lightly. This is one of the best sandalwoods that I've smelled in a very long time.
100%. I wear it. I have a bottle.
Smoky, seductive.
Yeah, that I wear it and also my fiance wear it. They both wear it.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. It's so good. And it's been actually, it's been performing really well. The longevity, sillage, and also sell. It's been, it's a very nice fragrance.
It's just recently there have been some reviews where the reviewer's like, yeah, I really like this fragrance, but I don't get why is it named this.
Oh, because of the story.
It's the story,
where it comes from. But yeah, so now you guys know. Definitely try it out. It's I think it's still one of those fragrances. It is niche quality, but it's not that complex. It's easy to wear, and I think most people would love that.
Yeah, I think so too. The other fragrance that we kind of sneak peeked in that video or started to talk about was the Obvious Oud. We actually just did a whole video on Obvious, so it's nice to revisit the Oud
again, of course.
If you are someone who has wanted to love oud, has not found your oud, I have found your oud for you. It's Obvious Oud.
100% agree.
A touch leathery, as we discussed in the video, which you're going to have to watch.
Right.
But this is just that Goldilocks oud. It again, just like, you know, the Sandalwood and Island Lush is just really hits all the marks. This oud hits all the marks. It's obviously an obvious an oud fragrance, but it's not animalic. It's not overly smoky. It's not like super pungent. Again, people are not going to move away from you.
It's clean, it's chic, it's creamy.
Yeah.
And it's welcoming.
It's very modern.
It's very modern. It's a very modern oud. Yeah, no doubt. You know, this is one of the ouds that I feel like 90% of people, they smell it, they like it. You know, regardless of where you are. And again, don't expect it to be an oud like.
No,
you know,
this is not that.
It's not that, but it's a great oud to wear, and people would give you compliments on it.
Yeah. This is this is a new take on that.
Yeah.
As an oud focusing like fragrance, this is not in your face. This is more like I'm very sophisticated. Oud. Yeah. I love this. And again, if you guys watch that video, you can also see how we layer this with other obvious fragrances because they're obviously good. We can just keep going with the obvious. Okay, I'm gonna try not to laugh. Yeah. So that last video, I had this complete just love affair with Liquide Imaginaire's Liquide Gold.
Oh yes,
which was exclusive to MaxAroma until it sold out.
It's sold out. We don't have that anymore.
However, what just recently launched is Dame Rosa Millesime. Dame Rosa, if you have not tried it, is one of the best sellers from Liquide Imaginaire, one of the original fragrances from the house, and it is a study in rosé champagne. So this is the Millesime, which was created for the 10th anniversary of Dame Rosa. This is a higher concentration Dame Rosa.
Beautiful. Dame Rosa is still one of their best.
Yes.
And
my favorite.
Yeah. This is good.
So tell me
Explain
what
it
you
to
think. Me. But for me, the Millesime is even more champagne-y than the original. So the original Dame Rosa, I mean, and it's also the same. It's a higher concentration. So this is a fragrance that has pear and grapefruit at the top, a rose accord, incense base. The original Dame Rosa, the classic Dame Rosa, on my skin when I wear it, I get a burst of that champagne effect, and then it dries down into this really sort of rosy frankincense fragrance on me. In the Millesime formulation, it stays boozy on me.
It's very boozy
on me the whole time. I do not lose the champagne effect.
No.
So I get I pop the bottle right away.
It's champagne rosé, that the alcohol, yeah. I'm gonna put some
on. As even just okay. Truth be told, I do have an obvious fragrance on, but just smell me, smell yourself. It is boozier. It is actually boozier than the original formulation.
I can't even remember the original formulation now. It's just that booziness, that
like this blew you away.
It's just.
It's. Yeah, there's.
But you can also.
It's richer.
Fruity. It's fruity and champagne-y.
Yeah. But it's richer than the original because again the concentration's higher.
I think this is an impression bomb. It's like a sillage bomb.
Yeah.
It will again. When you walk into a room, you gotta
turn your head.
Oh.
Like it just made me like don't zoom in on me, Jem, but I just got her like kind of salivating a little bit from spraying that and smelling myself.
Actually, yeah.
Like it's making me thirsty. I'm gonna have to take some of my seltzer because I'm not drinking on camera. At least not drinking champagne on camera.
But you know what?
It's
what
so
it
delicious.
It's so delicious, and I can't, for the love of I can't just say it's dumb. It is Dame Rosa a little bit, but it's not. It's just very strong. It's very stronger, and I've never tried anything like this. This champagne kind of scent, I've never tried it before anywhere. It's just new. And I can feel the fruity notes in it, which is very sexy. I love this. drum rolls. All right, we gotta calm down. We'll go to the next one.
Break.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, speaking of calming down, well, do some ceramics together, sculpt something with the latest release from the House of Oud.
Hidden Shades.
Hidden Shades.
Beautiful. I love their packaging.
I love that.
It's so nice.
If you've never held a House of Oud bottle in your hand, you really need to, because it's such an interesting bottle shape. So you have this very ergonomic kind of flat oval egg, and the atomizer is on the bottom of the base, which is hand sculpted. Super cool. These don't leak, which is kind of incredible, because you would think they're upside down and they would leak. Okay, this is Hidden Shades. So Hidden Shades is part of the THOO collection within the House of Oud. THOO is a study on collaboration. The creative director of the brand, Andrea Cassotti, calls it cross-fertilization, what happens when two friends get together to bounce ideas off each other and make something together. And so the fragrances within this THOO sub-collection are shining examples of that. And Andrea has, for nearly all of the fragrances within THOO, collaborated with people who are not perfumers.
Oh.
So, for example, Keep Glazed, which I think is the bestseller from the brand at MaxAroma, is a collaboration between Andrea and Ksenia Pinkina, who is a very famous baker. She specializes. She's the person that invented the mirror glaze cake.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's really fun. Nice. Hidden Shades is a collaboration done with the ceramic artist Iris Roth. And so she specializes in ceramics, pottery. And so this fragrance is meant to be her olfactive interpretation of clay as a material, and the sort of organic designs that she creates in her art practice with pottery.
Wow. This would be. I mean, that's why I was going through my mind, like, what is this smell coming from? But now I can connect the dots.
It's a really interesting earthy plum fragrance.
Because when you work with clay, it has that the smell of texture, earth, and you can kind of feel this in here. But this is a chic, it's a fragrance version of it. Yeah. And I don't know what it reminds me of. Licorice chocolate.
I can see that.
But the ones that are scented, or like they have flavors in it.
Yeah, like the Haribo ones. Yeah, well, I mean, licorice and plum can sometimes smell fairly similar, and then you have the earthiness that you would get from a high quality chocolate.
It's good. It's very interesting. But I think for me, again, it's more on the feminine side because it's a little bit too sweet.
I would agree with you. I feel like there's something very feminine about this fragrance.
But I like it. I think it's an interest. It's niche. Yes. It's super high end. And again, what's great about this company is that every bottle is handcrafted, handmade. They paint the bottles by hand, so it's a lot of time, a lot of work in it. But look at these bottles.
They are literal works of art.
Even if you run out of it, you can just put it as a decoration. You can put it on tables. It just looks great. They're just
so stunning.
Yeah.
And I really very much love the concept of the brand. It's a brand that was really started on friendship and was initially a collaboration between two friends in the fragrance industry. And it's really beautiful that an entire brand that has been around for going on 7 years now came from that friendship. I love that.
Yep.
So, next fragrance, this is not a new fragrance from the house, but the house itself is new to MaxAroma.
Yes,
and this is Parfums Josie.
Yes.
Which, this is another personal favorite.
Is that Zara? What is that?
No, this is Le Pavillion D'Or.
Oh, that's
which
nice.
is... Other than Asara, you know me so well. Yeah. Other than Asara, my favorite from Parfums Josie. So this is a French house. The creator of the brand, she is a self-taught perfumer. She is an artist, a true lover of fragrance, a collector of vintage fragrances. And you can really smell her inspirations in her fragrances.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to say this reminds me of the very old school. Not, again, it's not old school. It reminds me of that time, but it's the new or modern approach to it.
Yeah.
That is now it makes sense to wear it. Like Chanel, the Easy Miyakis, some of the Dolce and Gabbanas, 80s Chanel,
like,
like number
Coco,
5, Coco,
yeah.
And then this is the modern way of to just make it more wearable, not old, because Chanel number 5 or Coco, it reminds me of, my grandma.
Yeah, or mom, or
mom. But
the
this
older women
is the older woman, yeah. But this one is like, it's still that chic, because they're still chic. I don't think they smell bad. They were really chic, but it was good for that time.
Yeah.
And again, I was just talking about this in the live that we were doing. This reminds me of the fashion shows, the catwalk shows in Milan, in New York, in Paris. And actually, I met the owner of the Sita. I forgot her name. Pisara. And she's such a beautiful lady. She's very. Like,
all of the Parfums du Sita fragrances come with a verse of poetry written by her father, who was a very famous poet. And it is just, you open the bottle and you see her beautiful watercolor artwork, but then the verse from her father's poetry, and it's just, like, it is like a love letter.
Mm-hmm.
A love letter to family, to love, to life, to Paris.
Wow.
It's just, it's but this fragrance, this one is just, it's so, again, very chic.
Very chic.
Like you said.
Yeah, very chic. Just imagine that Paris shows, fashion shows, New York shows, the 80s movie, but the new ones with the scarf, the Hermes scarf.
We have a special guest.
Yes, we had a guest joining Aroma Talks.
Yeah.
And he's pretty calm and chill.
Yeah.
He just also got his summer cut.
Yeah.
So
you ready to talk about some more fragrances? Yes, you are. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So what is next?
Okay. New launch from Frappant.
Oh.
Which I
haven't tried that.
Excited about.
Is that right? No.
No, you haven't tried this yet.
No. I know they had it in Milan at Kintessence, is that right?
Yes.
And I think, but I missed that.
I'm trying to not spray this on myself. I'm obsessed. So for those who know me and know that despite my career in the fragrance industry, my French is terrible. The latest from Frappant, this is Attendre Espérer.
Wow.
Wait and hope.
I think I love this already. There's coconut in it, is that right?
Nutty, it's a nutty vetiver.
It's nutty. Oh.
With iris. Yeah, like a chestnut.
Wow. This is beautiful. Yeah. I thought it's coconut though, but it's...
Yeah, it means the
that
nuttiness.
Makes sense, actually. Yeah. It's
and also
really
combined
nice.
with the iris, I can really see that.
Can you see it again? Yeah. Attendre
Espérer. Wait and hope.
I love this.
This would be an awesome Father's Day fragrance.
Oh, I think this is a great Father's Day. I think they're all like the line is mostly masculine, I think.
I would say unisex leaning masculine for sure. There's this definite I don't want to say, I mean, yeah, there's kind of a masculine vibe to the fragrances. I mean, they are fragrances inspired by the great cognac house of Frappant.
Exactly.
You know, the bottle is shaped like a cognac flask. The cap is made of oak. And, you know, to make quality cognac, you must age it in an oak barrel.
Yep.
We'll have to talk a little bit more about Frappant.
Talk about it, yeah.
This is the
great.
latest. It is so good. I mean, you know, we talk a lot of times about brands having kind of a DNA. Mm-hmm. This fragrance, I think if I showed it to you blindly, you would have guessed from the Kintessence portfolio that was likely a Frappant. Yeah. Because it's so just effortlessly. Again, I don't necessarily want to say the word masculine, but I think that's kind of
that's what it is. I think it is a masculine scent or portfolio.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to say that because I don't want to turn someone off to the fragrance. Like, oh, it's going to smell too manly. It's just kind of that. The fragrances, it's kind of the vibe of the brand is very classic, classical, like great figures in philosophy and history and literature. And not to say that that is all a masculine pursuit, because it's definitely not. Hello, I was a philosophy major. But there's like something aristocratic about this brand. I think that's the vibe I'm going for. You smell a Frapon and you smell like history. Because this is, you know, the original fragrance from Frapon is 1270. Why is it called 1270? Because the House of Frapon, the cognac company, was established in 1270. So yes, there is a lot of history with this brand. Okay. 2 fragrances, last ones for this video. So excited about these. The latest from Atelier d'Or. So this.
I'm hearing a lot about, can I say it?
Pink Me Up?
Yeah.
We're going to smell it. So Atelier d'Or, a French house from 2016, inspired by Art Deco design, French craftsmanship. So we have Pink Me Up and Noir by Night, Champagne, and Caviar. And so this is really funny because we were just talking about Dame Rosa Millesime as a champagne fragrance. Pink Me Up does something completely different. So I can't wait for you to smell this.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about it.
I love.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the coolest
Don't shake these.
Yeah.
You want to twirl them. This fragrance is so much fun. Like, yes, this is a party. This is a party in a bottle. So instantly, you do have that champagne effect, but you also have this really sort of lovely lipstick accord.
That's right.
And you have a sweetness that's very patisserie, like a macaron or some sort of dessert. And then you have really beautiful sort of floral rose bouquet. So it's like you're getting ready to go to a party. Or maybe, you know, you're in a dressing room at a, I don't know, banquet hall or some sort of club. And you're putting on your lipstick in the bathroom and there are flowers in the bathroom. You go out back to the party and you have a glass of champagne and a bonbon. That's very much this fragrance.
It is. Or like even like a candy.
Yeah.
Like it's
I mean, look at the color of the bottle. The gold and the pink, the gold flake. It's just so beautiful. I mean, the design, Atelier d'Or, you have the sunbeams in the back. Just
this is beautiful. This is a great fragrance. Again, feminine for sure. I think this is exactly. It should be dressed. You know, you have to dress up. I can see someone wearing sequins dress, ready to party, and just put this up. It's sweet. It's champagne. It's
it's a celebration.
The amount of content you can make with this bottle, it's just ready for that.
But can we talk about Noir by Night? I mean, for the pink fans, you have your pink. But I'm all about black.
You know, I've seen a lot of
the black and gold. Just look at this. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. And I have to say, I am more of a caviar fan than a champagne girl. So Noir by Night has a caviar accord. I love this. I've been wearing this a lot lately, especially since it's gotten warmer in New York.
I can still wear this. This is so good.
Yeah, but it's not heavy. It's aromatic and fresh, and then you do have the saltiness from the caviar.
You know, again, like the Dusita I were talking about, this reminds me of like an old school men fragrance.
Yeah.
But
like a classic fougere.
Classic fougere.
But a nougere.
A nougere, exactly.
Or neo fougere.
That is so sexy.
Yeah. I completely agree. I think it is so sexy.
So good.
But I've been wearing it a lot too, not that I'm sexy. But I just like an aromatic fougere.
Do you wear this?
Yeah,
I'm very nice.
Fougères.
Man, woman, doesn't matter. Just put it on, go out and
fougere, nougere, anygere. Just give me the aromatic sort of fragrance. And I love caviar personally, and so that salty twinge is really good here.
So good. I love this. I love fougere style fragrances. I think this is, you know, there was a style of fragrance that got old and people stopped working on it, but now I see it's kind of coming back and they're getting
modernized, just like what we were talking about with Dusita, modernizing these sorts of vintage inspired
like jasmine,
fragrances,
flora, lily, like, you know, all those notes in there,
and making them for now.
Wow, this is good. Definitely, this is going on my list too. I love this.
It's so good.
Jen, you have to try this later. But I think this is
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So we've had
Yeah.
so many fun releases lately.
So many.
I'm so glad that we got to go through these together. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, I mean, my favorite that would be it's hard now. I have done Rosa Millesime here.
The Frappant, I think you're going to run away with that bottle after.
Well, this one was my favorite.
Yeah.
But you know, well, this is 2-3 months ago, but it's still new, kind of.
Yeah.
But except like not, you know, gold fillet bags, we just put it aside. It's a favorite. But from the other new ones, I would go with Attendre Espérer. What was the name again?
It's Noir by Night.
Noir by Night. And I think Cubano did a video and he really liked that too.
He did.
And Frappant. Yeah.
All
And then it goes to Dom Rosa Millesime. The other ones, they're nice too. I mean, it's hard. The other ones were maybe too feminine for me, but these two would be my three would be my top three.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If I had to pick my top three, again, also excluding Island Lush, because I just love it so much that I kind of just need to put it aside for right now, because we've done videos where I talk about how much I love Island Lush. Noir by Night, Attendre Espérer, Obvious Un Oud, and the Jusita. The Pavillion D'Or.
For sure. I mean, I was thinking about myself when I rated it. So the ones that I would wear. So how many bottles we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, 8 bottles.
7, 8 bottles. Do we have samples of all of them?
I believe you do.
Yeah. So we pay. Okay, so we do another giveaway.
Ooh.
8 winners, and we give you guys a sample of 8 samples. A box of 8 samples. So that contains all of these new releases, so you can test them out all and see what do you guys think about this. Do you guys agree with what we say?
Let us know which one sounds like it would be your favorite, and then if you win the giveaway, let us know which one was your favorite.
Was your favorite, exactly. So 8 winners receive full box or full set of 8 samples of these fragrances.
Amazing.
And hopefully you guys like them. We love them.
We love them.
So thank you again, Josie.
You're welcome.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys the next time that we have a couple of new releases that we can sit down and talk about.
Sounds good.
All right, sure. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.